Okay, and we're really back now. I accidentally entered the wrong level code in, so sorry about that. Just check if the recording's still going. Yes, it is. Good. Let's see how long we've been recording for now. That's okay. Okay. It's a bit crap that the emulator crashed there, but we did actually complete the level because we saved all the lemmings, obviously, so that counts. But I have the level codes just in case this happens, so it's not the end of the world if it happens. And they work, obviously, because otherwise. So we're on to We All Fall Down, and I think this is one of 2 times in this game you see We All Fall Down. Might be 3 or 4, but I can't remember because I don't know the Mayhem difficulty that well in this game, which is going to be fun when we do get to it. So 14 lemmings, 14 to be saved, and the release rate is 30. So if you remember, the release rate is actually 1 normally in this, but for some reason they've put it to 30. And for some reason they give you 14 of every skill. And there are some multiple ways you can do this level. You can make everyone dig, which is what the native way of doing it is. You can make everybody float. Or you can just mine. And that just cheeses this level. I don't think they set the release rate to 30 because if they left it at 1, the time might run out. But this level is so bloody short anyway. It's like nowhere near as long as the original We All Fall Down. But they got the level terrain spot on. It's like very... It's very spot on. So, not really much else to say about this level. A lot of skills, but you can do it with 1 miner if you wanted to. And because the game's letting me, I'm gonna cheese it this once. But it's very possible that on the later version of this level, it won't be that easy. Okay, so luckily the emulator did not crash this time. So we actually have got the next level this time. And this was actually the access code I originally put in because I thought we were on level 13 for some reason. Because I thought, oh, the next level is We All Fall Down. But the We All Fall Down is actually level 12 in this because we missed out a level. So level 13 is Origins and Lemmings. And this one's 14 lemmings and 10 to be saved. So it's actually quite a strict save requirement for this level. And the release rate is 20, but for the first time ever, we got 4 minutes. We've got an extra minute to do this level. But you can also see that it's actually not as long as the original Origin and Lemmings, because Origin and Lemmings is usually double this length. You got you got to do this obstacle twice. So there's a gap here as well, if you notice. So we're going to send a climber over to deal with that. And hopefully that won't cause too much trouble with the next area to the level. And for some reason there's a trap on top of the obstacle as well. So we've got the builder ready. So I'm only building in one direction because if the lemmings actually do fall to the left of this, they'll actually walk back up because of the shape of this terrain. So it's not too bad. So I'm going to bash them out now. So I actually need to do a full build up to this to get this properly working. And then the benefit of this though is if you actually need to do a basher at the end of your builder, as long as the builder is over halfway through building when you assign it, I've already assigned the basher now, the basher will start bashing immediately at the end of the So look, it started bashing immediately. So you can actually queue commands after builders. So we've actually done this level already. It only needed 2 bashes and 2 builders. And if lemmings actually do walk into that, they'll just die on touching this rope here. There's actually no animation for this. In fact, a lot of the traps in this game are pretty lame in the way that they don't really have any animations. If the lemming just touches a trap, it just dies. And we actually haven't heard a lemming die by anything other than blowing up yet. But for those of you who are in the UK, they actually do sound like, literally, they sound like Sweep from the Sooty and Sweep show. They actually do sound like Sweep. Or you could probably say that they sound like a puppy, like making a very high-pitched noise. But it only actually happens if you only actually hear that noise if they run into a trap. Or well, not all traps actually produce that sound either. Some traps actually do have sounds, but if they hit this rope trap, they make the dying sound, as if they splattered. So not really much else to say about this level other than the fact that it's really short. And it actually did take us 3 minutes to beat this level, so I can see why they added an extra minute on. So we're on to level 14 now, so let's move on. Danger, the bridge is out. This is actually... I can't even remember what Fun 15 is normally called. But if you notice, this level looks significantly different. It actually looks very compressed compared to the original version. It hasn't got 3 pillars, it's only got 2. And there's actually a gap at the beginning of the level rather than at the end, just before the exit. So in this level, we need to save 6 lemmings out of 14, and we've got a 4-minute time limit again. So we are going to do the 2. We are going to do the 2 blocker method here. So we've got to quickly change skill. And unfortunately, the builder failed to assign. But we did hear the dying noise there, which actually did sound like Sweep from the Sooty and Sweep show. Again, I think that's only a UK thing, so only UK people will probably get that reference. Oh, excuse me. Might have to assign the builder a bit earlier, but there's actually a way to... I think it's required in the repeat that you actually assign the builder. Okay, for some reason it's not assigning. You definitely hear me assigning that builder, but for some reason it fails. But that's not going to cause problems later on when we're counting this on taxing. Okay, I'm a bit of a doofus there. I actually did it on the first lemming. So let the first lemming walk past Flopsy. Okay, so I'm going to assign the builder earlier this time. Oh shit. Okay, well I did the same thing as the blocker glitch there. Unfortunately, even though I assigned double-clicked and assigned 2 builders, it's not going to do 2 builders, contrary to what people who play licks might think. And there's the thing telling us that it's actually running out of builders. I don't think it's actually required, actually, that you actually do 1 builder there. Because I think it's actually possible to do 1 builder there. But I did try and do the 1 builder, but it wouldn't let me for some reason. So it looks very compressed over here because there'd actually be the gap would normally be here in between all this lot here. But for some reason it just continues the staircase for some reason and says, oh, you've got to do one builder over the trap here. Okay, I'm actually gonna get rid of the blocker here because they're gonna take these levees are gonna take forever to get over. Otherwise. And you heard the bomber then. Okay, so there you go. That's that little thing where the sprite is actually clipping there. There's actually a little bit which wasn't rendered there, and it's doing it again. Look, it's actually cutting out half of the sprite. So that's how bad the Game Boy handles this game. Looking at the emulator showing this effect very clearly. So although it said I used 4 builders, I actually double clicked on the first builder, so it actually should have only used 3, not 4. This level's a little bit different to what you're used to on this level. Like, it's in the wrong order. I mean, they put the gap at the beginning for some reason. Okay, so on to level 15. So we're quite significantly over halfway through the rank now, but the levels are getting trickier. Okay, now this level was actually a roadblock for me on my original run of this Game Boy version. Don't ask me how. But it just was. It's just a weird layout of this level. I'm sure you've noticed as well. There's actually 2 platforms, like parallel with the exit platform, and it's because of the intense angle of the builders in this game. They actually go at exactly a 45-degree angle. So there's 2 ways to do this level. So I'm going to pause here, and that's why you can hear alternate music, and it's actually the original 13 music from the original Lemmings. So I'm not sure, but I think there's 2 solutions to this level. You can go take the bottom route, or you can take the top route. I'm just trying to work it out. That's 2 builders there. This is 3 builders. I think that's 3 builders as well. Okay, so I think the top route's actually the better route. Because the bottom route uses 10 builders and the top route uses 9. And the top route's actually a little bit harder to pull off. But there's a very good reason I'm going for the top route, because the bottom route takes a long time, and you've only got 4 minutes on this level. And you might think 4 minutes is not a lot of time to do is a lot of time to do 10 builders, but in this game, trust me, it's not. So you got to be very careful on these, because these lemmings walk very fast up these spikes for some reason. But if you do it about here, it should do it from the top of the build to the top of the spike, which is what I was aiming for. I think the problem was I was trying to do the top route, bottom route in this in this version, and it actually makes this level harder than it needs to be, because it brings the time limit very close to 0 when you're releasing the crowd. I mean, you're gonna have to release the crowd on this very early for starters. So there is actually, so contrary to what you might think, there is actually a repeat to this level as well, and they actually give you 9 builders in that version instead of 10. So the bottom route's actually impossible on the repeat. Oh, excuse me. So it looks like we're going to hit that top terrain there, but we're actually going to assign a basher at the very top to make sure that it doesn't do that. So look, the time's really ebbing away now. We're on builder number 6, and we've lost nearly half the time already. So this is going to be, you can tell this is already going to be a very long level. So we're all down to 2 minutes already. So because we only need half the builder, we're going to do the basher at the halfway point. This is why if you need to put your basher at the second half of the builder if you want to do it at the end of the builder. Okay, so we can start releasing the crowd now. So doing the bottom route would actually be a lot longer than this because you'd have to do it. I think you'd have to do all 10 builders. Just trying to tot it up now. I'm not sure actually. I think it's only 2. I think it's only 5 just to get to this spike here, and then a further 3 to get up here. Maybe I totted it up wrong. Maybe the bottom route is just as good. Who knows? But we got there. We got there with plenty of time, so it's all good. So we're on to level 16 now.